I don't know what. Yeah, I mean, it seemed to us it seemed like rockabilly, but it wasn't. Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, it took off in kind of different dimensions, but it always didn't want to go towards ska for some reason. We always got booked with ska bands.
Yeah.
There's an element of let's have fun and be happy. And I think that was part of it. Obviously, I had tons of ska connections. So,
yeah.
Which ska bands did you play with the most, to your recollection?
Well, we did I feel like 3 U.S. tours with the Aquabats.
Oh, okay.
So
We did. Well, Slackers took us out a few times. Yeah, it seemed like
we did a big tour with Voodoo Glow Skulls.
Yeah. Big D and the Kids Stable, I know, was on our label, and we did a lot with them. It seemed like everywhere we looked, there was another ska band. Whether it was our booking agent did ska bands, or like Mustard Plug. Remember all these?
Yeah, we did Mustard Plug. Yeah,
all these bands we would be on tour with, and we're like, okay, yeah, I guess we're the token not ska band on the big ska bill.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we played with all these bands that me and my friends were into in high school.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun.
And then we would get booked for the rockabilly and psychobilly stuff too, which was odd in a different way, because we weren't the tough guys. We were like the cartoony guys, you know.
Yeah, explain what that audience is like.
Well, it's different in every part of the world, I think. But yeah, there's this sort of tough guy vibe. I feel like the girls really liked us. But the guys
stood in the back.
Like, yeah, they were
tapping their foot.
Yeah, it's cool, but it's kind of weird. It's like watching a cartoon and not watching, you know, some 50s movie.
Psychobilly is very serious business.
It's very serious business. And if it's good fighting music, and I don't think we played into that. Yeah.
No.
Can you explain Command Center? Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Command Center. See, one of our guys had that place before we were even a band. So it was the first place we would practice.
And this was in Oakland?
In Oakland, yeah. In fact, it's right across the street from the old Noodle Factory. And Noodle Factory has lots of history.
Yeah.
Oakland.
Well, it became the Phenomenauts HQ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Command Center.
Yep.
It slowly got built. I feel like each party we had, we would make it a little cooler. So after 10 years, 15 years of parties, like it was pretty damn cool. There was a hot tub in the stage, and there was, you know, like
the decorations were incredible.
Yeah. It was probably the coolest bar that people lived at.
Yeah.
That wasn't really a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever play with us there?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. No.
That
would have been cool. You guys would have been perfect for the Command Center.
Did you guys live there at some point?
Various guys did over the years. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was like decked out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a party pad. We had our studio in there where we would practice, but yeah, there's probably 8 different people that lived there.
Yeah.
It's like a giant tree fort where you would build.
Yeah, but it was built by people who actually knew how to build stuff. It wasn't like, you know, scary.
Yeah, it wasn't scary.
Yeah.
Was there ever a point where you're like living at Command Center, you're on tour with Phenomenauts, you're doing the whole thing, where you're just kind of like, some part of you is like, I am living in space. I am a scientist. Like, did you ever kind of believe it a little bit?
You definitely start to believe you. Yeah, I mean, you believe you're a phenomenon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you're not a doctor medically, but you're a doctor of the heart and the soul.
Yeah.
You know, you're good vibes doctor. You're somebody.
Well, that's you. That's Jimmy Boom. He's talking about himself. But yeah, you think about yourself as a phenomenon, and you wear your uniform, and you got your bunk, and
Did you wear the uniform when you were not performing?
Sometimes,
like when you'd go to other band shows, right?
Yep.
Yeah. In fact, what would happen is if you're wearing the uniform, people would recognize you and you get in for free and you get free drinks. If you weren't, in fact, we had early on, one of our first bass players, he realized this. He would change out of his clothes after the end of the show. And then he'd come back to the bar with his 2 drink tickets. And he'd be like, "Oh, now I'm out of drink tickets. Why are you getting all these drinks for free?" And blah. And it's like, well, because we didn't change out of our shirt. We just were that, or we just changed into another shirt that was the same.
Right.
And now we're getting free drinks because we were in the band.
You know, before I was in the band, I know there was some like stricter dress code stuff about like if you guys were out in public and somebody wasn't wearing their uniform, you could like get $20 from them or something. Or what was it?
We had lots of games that we played.
Yeah. Let's hear.
Let's see. I remember there was if you didn't have a flyer on you, we call it flyer,
for the next show.
Flyer check.
Right?
Yeah. If you didn't have a flyer for the next show, and one of the other guys called you on it, and you couldn't just come up with one, then you had to do. Sometimes it was push-ups. Sometimes it was, it's $10 or something like that.
Right.
We had.
When we would bowl, if you got a gutter ball, you'd do 10 push-ups.
10 push-ups. Yeah. There was quite a few.
They were all pretty, I think, joyfully engaged in, though. It was not like hazing. It was fun. They were fun games. Yeah.
You didn't have to trade in your name for a number?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, actually, AR7, yeah. Oh, whoops. Yeah. I gave away my name and got a number, just like Secret Agent Man.
That was sort of the idea.
Can you describe your touring vehicles?
Yeah, they were cool.
I would say that might be one of the things that launched the whole deal. Angel had gotten a car for, I think a friend of his either gave it to him for like $50.
What type of car was it?
It was like I want to say a Datsun maybe, and it was a 2-door, kind of sporty, and it looked like crap, but it ran okay. And so he decided to make it look like the Millennium Falcon or some sort of spaceship, like just gluing a bunch of stuff on it and
painting it silver.
Eventually painting it like a flat gray almost.
Yeah.
To where it has that, like, I don't know, beaten up spaceship look.
It looked like the surface of the Death Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so with that was right about the time I moved to the Bay Area, and joined a band that was out here from Hawaii called Red Session.
Oh, yeah.
And Angel was in Red Session, and he also had this other sort of idea of starting another project. And what we did is we started a space project to go along with his space car, so that we could just
that was kind of almost the genesis of
pull up in the space car, and then we could jump out, and we had a couple of like car batteries with amplifiers attached to them, and we could like rock out maybe 3 or 4 songs and then jump back into the space car and drive away. And that was going to be our thing.
Right. And then you eventually upgraded to the big vans, the bombers.
Yeah. Eventually we took over the Red Session van, and we just I think Red Session was done, and we just grabbed it from him and made it into a bigger version of his car and call it the Phenomena Bomber. And that was the first touring vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had all the stuff all over it.
Red Sessions, ska band, right?
Ska band from Hawaii, yeah.
From Hawaii.
Pre Go Jimmy Go. A couple of the guys from Go Jimmy Go were in that band.
What kind of ska? Was it more traditional, like Go Jimmy Go?
No. You guys remember, what was the other band? The Tantra Monsters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big fan.
So it's sort of between Tantra Monsters and Go Jimmy Go. and it's that on the timeline too, right?